Okay, we're going. Looks like we're on. Greetings in the name of God, most high and gracious. I am G. Michael Reed, hailing from the paradise of Belize in Central America. I want to thank all the people who tune in on a regular basis to us as we bring you this live podcast every Wednesday. We took off last week for Christmas, but the director said he didn't think that it was to his liking that we stay 2 weeks away. You want to stay in touch with our fans and our regular listeners. So really, thank you very much for joining us every week. Those of you who tune in, um, we have a legion of fans actually, and this April will be 3 years that we have been doing this live podcast, free of cost, by the way. We're not, it's a non-profit, strictly non-profit venture. We just like to stay in touch with our people, in particular those in the diaspora. We need to stay a close-knit community. Wherever you go, whatever you do, remember that Belize is home and it belongs to all of us. And we need to take care of her. We need to bring our children up in a way where they will also appreciate the wonder that is Belize and do everything that they can to keep us a free, functional nation. We need to stop the corruption. We need to stop the crime. And speaking of such, we are saddened by the news coming out of the Big Easy, New Orleans, where they apparently had a terror attack this weekend. And I don't know, it's no longer a surprise, as disheartening as it is and as depression as it is, because there's a lot going on in this world that has got to be addressed. They cannot think that they can just go out there and do what they want to do, and then it's going to be business as usual, all hunky-dory. People are frustrated, and when they get that frustrated that they feel like there's nothing to lose, they have nothing to live for, many times there are those who develop sinister plans and sinister methods of expressing that frustration. It is never a good thing, because innocent people dying is never something that we want to look on and endorse. We must condemn it wherever we see it. Certainly we see it happening in the Middle East on a regular basis. We have to stop that. We have to ask the government, the US government, to stop funding these wars, because once the funding dries up, that's it, it's done. They really don't have, those countries have nothing on their own, and they don't even have the will to fight. But it's being spurred on by powers that be. It's terrible, because there's so many innocent children and women, non-combatants, that are losing their lives on a daily basis. Last week, they bombed the last functioning hospital. So that means there's no way that they're in the heat of winter. They're in rainy season. It's flooding and thunderstorms. No shelter, no food. The aid workers are about to be banned. Many remember the false rumor that had begun that they were involved in the whole terrorist attack. Turns out there was absolutely no evidence, though most of the European countries had already made the decision, we don't want to be a part of this then, if that is the case, without even investigating. Terrible situation altogether. It is January the 1st, New Year's Day, a day that has been celebrated for, it is believed, about 4,000 years, 4,000 years BC. So you add 2 AD, and you got 6,000 years that man has been celebrating on record the start of a new year. Of course, there's a time when it was all linked to the solstice. The solstice occurs on December the 21st and December the 22nd, off and on from year to year. And that is the rebirth of the sun. That is when we start our new cycle around the sun. When the earth continues rolling around the sun, the aspect of it that split it in two and put it on different dates, of course, has a lot to do with commercialism, the money that's made from consumerism. Um, we know that many of the holidays that we celebrate now, even that we know as Christians holiday, were placed where they are to eclipse the pagan celebrations that occurred. They didn't want sometimes to put it on the same day, which is why the 21st was not celebrated as Christmas or New Year's. They went to the 25th, and the whole story makes no sense at all. Though there are people who adhere to the narrative, subscribe to it, and stay staunch to their beliefs that exactly it transpired exactly as they have been told. I don't think so. I think the sun is reborn on the 21st. That's the day where we should start a new year, and certainly is the birth of man, if you will, because it's the same way the sun comes about and is born. Man was born, and then he goes to a certain point and dies, as the sun does on June the 21st, which is then the summer solstice. The whole January the 1st celebration began, of course, with the Julian calendar, where they decided that that would be easier to keep track of time. Of course, they've never been able to solve the leap year situation. Neil Tyson was thinking, Neil deGrasse Tyson was talking about making 13 months instead, making all months 28 days. Of course, that still brings us only to 364 days. And where are we gonna figure out that leap year, that one day? We're gonna have to tag it on somewhere in between there. We had quite a celebration last night here in Belize City for the New Year's. It was a racket. I mean, they have not heard so many firecrackers ever. And I mean, it went on for like an hour. Of course, mingled in between were the gunshots, evidently gunshots, because you can hear the difference between firecrackers and gunshots. And we know that every New Year's Eve, people tend to clean the gun, make sure they let off a few rounds. It is said that it is to scare off the bad spirits and invite the good spirits into the new year. All we can do is wish that everyone out there have a productive year. Uh, do better than you did last year. If you did well, make it better this year. It rained all day, of course, so it's been a wet New Year's Day. Um, but yet the firecrackers keep going on. I just heard a few minutes ago, and it's become a seasonal thing. I imagine sometime around the middle of January, they're going to ease off and go back to some other kind of nuisance. One nuisance is what you hear passing right now, the loud, muffled motorcycles, where the mufflers are tampered with to make them loud. And I really don't know why. Even the firecrackers, I see the kids take on much light and firecracker, show it, pow! And that's it. I'm trying to figure out what really is the attraction there. Within the fun of it, just to hear a pop, it really doesn't make too much sense at all. We're expecting to have a couple of guests tonight. I think we're gonna mix up with the time period up there in New York City. I see what I was thinking. It was 7 or 8 in Belize when it's in fact 7 in Belize. We remember after, when we had to change the time, and the times fell back. As I say, in the fall, it falls back. In the spring, it springs forward. But it fell back 1 hour. So, but we remain constant in beliefs. We don't do a time change anymore. We used to at a time switch, added an hour and took off an hour. We don't do that anymore. And I don't know. I understand current president or incoming president Donald Trump is thinking about stopping it over there in the U.S. And speaking of that, of course, on the 21st, Donald Trump is inaugurated and will become the 47th, I believe, president of the United States. He was father 5 and father 7, and a stint in between. Joe Biden came in, was not even allowed to run for re-election. Kamala came in and did not do too well. I didn't. I wasn't impressed actually. And while I know Trump is indeed a dangerous fellow also, and now many people are saying that they didn't know they had elected um, Elon Musk as president, because it seems that Musk is the one running things up there now. Uh, Musk, of course, is a South African born, brought up in the time of South Africa, in its darkest days of apartheid. Not the South Africa that recently took the Israelis to court for their genocide, but the South Africa that kept Mandela in prison for 27 years for being black. Tough situation. And we are going to have to, at some point, work this thing out amongst us. We're all human beings. The biggest man was once a baby, and we all arrive the same fashion, but naked, bloody, and full of tutu. So nobody has privilege on this earth over any other. You're born into certain circumstances, and yes, some are in a better condition than others, but at the end of the day, we're all entitled to the equal rights. We all have the rights of human beings because we are, all of us, every nationality, every ethnicity, every shade of color. It was Selassie, the emperor of Ethiopia and the founder of the Rastafarians, that said, um, until the philosophy that holds one man superior and another inferior is finally and totally abolished and destroyed, the world will not know peace. Bob Marley, of course, put it into a hit song, one of the better songs that we've heard lately. Then you had Malcolm. Well, when Malcolm went to Mecca on a pilgrimage, and he found people of all shades, all nationalities, all ethnicities praying together to the same God. He had a different perspective, and he came back a different person, with a different viewpoint, and tried to adjust the preachings that were being handed down through the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and we know how that ended up. Malcolm was murdered in a mosque while delivering a speech to the people. Martin Luther King Jr. said, "Judge not a man by the color of his skin, but by the content of his character." And he didn't mean judge him good or judge him bad, but if you're going to assess a person's worth, look to his character, look to the individual, the type of person that he is, the way he moves, his whole paradigm. And that is what you base your assessment on, not how that person look, whether a nose twists up on one side, whether a cockeye, whether he got buck teeth. None of that matters. Whether he got one hand or one foot, But if that person is a good person, you will know because you'll be able to assess him by his deeds, people, actions, and thoughts manifest into being. We are gonna be with you every Wednesday for the rest of the year. Um, this April will make us 3 years again, and that's quite a milestone because podcast. And it was Mr. Paul Rodriguez who was telling me the other day that he's thrilled that podcast. He loves the idea of podcast and the fact that he would be with us on a podcast. Really was something that he treasured. Uh, this podcast will be on 3 years, and we're very proud of that. We have a whole slew of regular listeners. I don't know how many are going to take the time tonight because it's still a holiday. People are enjoying the rest of it. They're cleaning up the food. Believe there'll be leftovers into the week. Um, today is midweek and it's Wednesdays, and Wednesdays is our day to be on. Um, I I believe that it's always a good thing to celebrate. I like the celebration of Christmas and the celebration of New Year's, even though, like I said, it is not in keeping with the traditional and the spiritual celebration. It's now more commercial, but we understand that because the world has to turn, the world has to continue, and money makes it go around the way we have it set up now. Um, the, the celebration of the solstice, though, I think is something that we ought to consider because it is very important and you can't get away from it. It's the I was wondering the earth turn. It's not the if you watch the sun and the rising of the sun, you'll see it goes from north to south. In other words, it doesn't rise at the same place. It goes far south and far north. And we know that it's not the sun that's moving, actually, the earth that's turning on its axis in an elliptical way, where it turns a certain way and then it turns back another way. And I always wondered if it stopped for a second and then turn, because if it like, just as if you see it on the horizon going from one side to the other, does it stop when it gets a certain to the farthest point south and then come back, or does it just turn around? How does that happen? Anybody know? Hook me up now, please. Right. So they had another incident. I understand in Las Vegas, was it? Some explosion in front of a, a tower that's built by Trump, and I don't know how this is going to work out for you, America, because this situation is precarious. Um, we know that two assassinations were made on Donald Trump's life. Um, Donald Trump has not been, he looked like he been smooth out for a while, but then he has come back on strong. Latter rhetoric, he's talking about annexing Canada and then annexing Greenland, uh, annexing the Panama Canal. I don't know. It's a lot of fights to be picking when indeed you're supposed to be the peacemaker of the world. Donald, you're supposed to be the one that sets the standards that the rest of us live by. Um, I see we've got somebody showing up in a room over there um, with the light there behind you as opposed to in front of you. All right. Um, we're expecting to have Sammy Dredd on tonight. Talk about a couple of these topics that he's always vocal about. He's not afraid to share his opinions, and they're not always conventional. Some are a bit radical, but what are we going to do? We have to deal with it, right? So, but anyway, we are going to be with you every Wednesday evening. Um, and I look forward to the experience and the opportunity to share thoughts with the listeners. We want to ask our listeners to be involved. If you have comments, put them up. See what I put it up on the screen. Uh, we the the producer was suggesting that maybe we look at a few birthdays and say happy birthday to a few people. I can tell you that looking at my timeline today, 21 people had birthdays. And I'm honored to have so many people as friends, and that comes on and share my timeline with me on my Facebook. I try to see if I pull up on a few of the names right now because I certainly do not. Interesting that so many people have birthdays on January the 1st. I know that quite a number of people also have birthday on Christmas. So that's for you a double celebration. For your mother, it wasn't such a good time, depending on how the birth was, no? Um, so to be in a hospital giving birth on Christmas or New Year's, well, it is a significant date to be enjoyed and celebrated by the individual. Mm, Poor Ma was in there taking a licking, hoping for it to be over with as soon as possible. Um, I want to try to find a few of them birth dates. See why if you had any, you could put them up on the screen. Um, I'm not, they're not coming up. When I want them to come up, it come up and tell you X amount of people, this one birthday and that one birthday. But anyone celebrating a birthday today, let me say happy birthday. Let me say happy New Year's Day to all the fans out there, all our loyal listeners, those who religiously log on to us, and if not in real time, then in replay, because you can go to the Facebook page at See Smoke, SEESMOKE, and you could get all the back ones, all the even the ones like on Wednesday, you could pick it up on Thursday, Friday. And there are quite a number of good shows that we've had, some interesting guests, exciting guests. We look forward to packing this new year with guests that will be informative, educational, certainly entertaining, and where we can come together every week and discuss pertinent matters, not the frivolous stuff, not things that not getting on nobody's business or not like that. We grind no axe. We don't have any sacred cow, no political agenda. In fact, we stay away from the politicians. We don't have too many politicians on. Although one of our co-hosts, Mr. Joe Cowie, is a former politician, but I think he reformed. I don't think he into the political skullduggery anymore, because politicians are a devious breed, man. I mean, they're necessary because we need people to administer the affairs of the country. But really, man, you don't have to be so self-serving. I'm only unselfishness from time to time that looks out for the interests of the people. I have done what I can in establishing a little park beside me in my neighborhood. I've done a lot of postings about it, but I've not gotten much help at all. I'm currently working on establishing one in the George Street area, but the land has an owner. The owner wants to go to Belize, is now a resident of the US, wants to go and build something in Belize, but not in that area. That area, though, is in desperate need of a park. I have gone to City Council. I have said to the mayor, I have identified a piece of land on the north side that you could maybe exchange with this guy even if you have to charge them more for the value. The land was abandoned by one of the Chinese that came, just before China reverted back to um, Hong Kong reverted back to Chinese rule. There were a lot of Chinese who were leaving, thinking that it was going to go strictly communism and socialism. Well, they maintained that democratic style of living, and a lot of the Chinese went back and reestablished themselves back in China, and many went on to the United States. So quite a number had come to believe, bought up property. I believe that is how Nigel Miguel got his property up there in the Western District. But this is a piece of land that is overgrown with bush, um, not taken care of at all. And I said, how about if we try to swap this? I will go ahead and solicit everything necessary to put this park where it is. I've already put on this swing on this slide. The children are using it. Um, I did all the research on the land. Next year, I know that they gave the land to a former city councilor who has already, that this person when they try to run for government didn't succeed, but they gave them a plush ambassadorial post in another country where they're doing quite well, to tie this new piece of land up, man, and not want to relinquish it for the purpose of establishing a park. I think really selfish, mean spirited, not at all in keeping with the community standards and what is expected of politicians when we put them in office. I know that to speak out like this also puts yourself in a position where you become victimized. I got no concern about that. At the end of the day, somebody will have to speak out. These things will have to be discussed if we are to solve them. We cannot just bury our heads in the sand. We cannot pretend that everything is all hunky-dory. It is not. We have lots of work to do. We have a nation to build. The firecrackers are still popping out there, and again, many times they sound exactly like gunshots, and you have to wait for that after fry. There's a fry light after the popping that makes you know that it's a firecracker as opposed to a gunshot. And I'm saying, if one of the reasons they should consider banning it is that because you don't know when it's a gunshot from when it's a firecracker. Either ban it or let it loose. Then let them do what they want to do. I think, in particular, on New Year's, you're not going to stop it, but you don't have to be all year round, and you don't have to be 2-3 months of annoyance, because there is a law against public nuisance. People have a right to have peace of mind, to enjoy some quiet time at home without the intrusion of all these disturbances, these loud noises that really I see sometimes there could be a mother putting a baby to sleep or an elderly person in the house. They just already scared, nervous, and then they kind of disturbances them in and a sudden outburst. Not good at all. Not good at all. So I don't know if we're going to get Sam Gentle on with us tonight. If not, we came on basically to wish you a happy new year, to let you know that our program is ongoing. We will not stop this at all. This is going ahead. Joe is spending some time in Placentia, and he was under the impression, and we were thinking about taking 2 weeks off. The producer said, "Why we could do anything just so people know that we're still here. Let us wish a happy new year to everybody." We're doing that. the firecrackers are picking up again out there quite a bit. I don't know that this time is official. Last night I know there's some official fireworks at the Memorial Park and all over the world. Actually, a massive celebration, and it's interesting when you watch it on TV how every hour a different place, and that is again as the world turns. Remember, there's a soap opera by that name, As the World Turns. And indeed, as the world turns, people in different places experience different milestones. I want to say to you that the the show is going to be featuring some very wonderful guests, some interesting guests coming up in the near future. Um, we hope to. You see that we can't tell you too far in advance because you have to tie people down. And again, this is a non-profit. They're not like people are getting paid to make appearances. We have to rely upon their availability. So we seek out guests that we believe you'd be interested in hearing from, and we try to tie them down and set them up for a spot. That will be happening throughout the year. In April, again, we celebrate 3 years. That's not shady at all, because there are many who have made the effort and have not succeeded to that degree at all. We will continue to try to keep you informed, keep the issues on the front burner, burning hot. Whenever something comes up that requires fleshing out and discussion, we will do what we can. We will do our share, and we ask you to do your share. If there are issues you want to discuss, by all means, present them to us. You could send us on a messenger, on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp. We are open for your suggestions. We are here to do your bidding. We're here to make things interesting for you. What we're going to do, since it doesn't look like our guests will be coming on tonight, and I know I bore you and I try to talk you to death, and I bore myself in trying to get this happening. What we're going to do is we want to invite you next week, 7 o'clock sharp. We will be on here again on C-Smoke, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Join us, and then every Wednesday after that. We look forward to your participation, your involvement, your listenership, your viewership. Be a part of the show, please. And let us make this happen, and let us progress. Respect every time. Happy New Year. Much love throughout 2024.
Blessed is the man who walketh not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the ways of sinners, nor sitteth in the seat of the scornful. But his delight is in the law of the Lord, and in his law doth he meditate day and night. Glorify his name, me brethren. Glorify his name, me brethren. Let we come together and blow fire upon him. Let we come together and blow fire upon him. your pretty car or your bling.
No they worry about your house, your pretty car or your bling.
To the entire metaverse lives only one.
To the entire metaverse lives only one.
Me hold a meds and say everything clear. They said the end of the earth is near. World War III, nuclear. Keep an eye upon the eagle and the bear. Oligarch and billionaires. Space is the next frontier. They want breed glorified here. As a alone sitting in the high chair. Glorify his name, me brethren.
Glorify his name, me brethren.
Make we come together and blow fire upon it.
Make we come together and blow fire upon it.
No they worry about your house, your pretty car or your bling.
No they worry about your house, your pretty car or your bling.
To the entire metaverse lives only one.
To the entire metaverse lives only one.
Global warming have the place the bake. Tsunami and earthquake. Then they leave land, they try to escape. Ye of little faith, we don't know we're real or we're fake. You have to watch the food you they put on your plate. In the lab manufacturing steak, could I never flow to the general gate. Glorify his name, me brethren.
Glorify his name, me brethren.
Make we come together and blow fire upon it.
Make we come together and blow fire upon it.
No they worry about your house, your pretty car or your bling.
No they worry about your house, your pretty car or your bling.
To the entire metaverse lives only one.
To the entire metaverse lives only one.
Chemtrails the rain down pollution. Illicit chat about depopulation. Deep sea exploration. Submersible to the depths of the ocean. AI robotic. Ritual satanic. No matter what you do, you can't destroy the planet. They want sink like the Titanic. Glorify his name, me brethren.
Glorify his name, me brethren.
Make we come together and blow fire upon it.
Make we come together and blow fire upon it.
No they worry about your house, your pretty car or your bling.
No they worry about your house, your pretty car or your bling.
To the entire metaverse lives only one.
To the entire metaverse lives only one thing.
Glorify his name, me brethren.
Glorify his name, me brethren.
Make we come together and blow fire upon it.
Make we come together and blow fire upon it.
Sing.
I believe John Massive, me begging if you just live progressive because you really like to real life it will live. When it comes earthquakes like Jackie, general the ball, ready for get no forget. Aggressive, assertive, attentive, innovative. Black people representative. We want to just lean back and check remotive. Sing out. Right now, you them they kill one another. Right now, all the time. Freely pray to the Father. Right now, believes under fire. Right now, right now, right now, right now. Youth them they kill one another. Right now, all the time. Freely pray to the Father. Right now, spread the news to your brother. Right now, right now, right now, right now. Blind lead the blind. Prophecies fulfilled. Signs of the time. When Satan keep billions, them call it white collar crime. Granny scrape the pennies, but she cannot find a dime in the comfy. One more wrong under them coke and wine. If vanity, then they try to shine mankind. So them might get snatched up from behind and bleed to the eye when job bind the twine. Cause of them economy on decline. Moral fabric of society on decline. Ecosystem on decline. Them could have decided all day one thing they can't find. And that's a peace of mind. Sing right now, you them they kill one another. Right now all the time, freely pray to the Father. Right now, believes under fire. Right now, right now, right now, right now. You them they kill one another.
another. Right now on the time for the pray to the Father. Right now, spread the news to your brother. Right now, right now, right now, right now. Hey boy, the move savage. Poor people need 10 more stimulus package. To all them food, but them cause all the damage. Boom. Yes, I know find nothing in the wreckage. Big cigar, hunting cottage. Why see the globe check? Horse and carriage. Look like they want with this start eat out a garbage. Bump that, red dot, melon flip bust like cabbage. Wake up, smell the raw sewage. Junk stomach to digest all the carnage. Poor people not forgetting no left wing. So them left way, the whole is thinking luggage. And boy, what did you get the message? Read the Bible but miss certain passages. Collins, pop two Cockneys. Once again, Collins. Right now, use them, they kill one another. Right now is the time, fully pray to the Father. Right now, bees under fire. Right now, right now, right now, right now, use them, they kill one another. Right now is the time, fully pray to the Father. Right now, spread the news to your brother. Right now, right now, right now, right now, blind lead the blind. Prophecies fulfilled, signs of the time. When Satan keep billions, them call it white collar crime. Granny scrape the pennies, but she cannot find a dime in country. One more wrong and that them coke and wine. If vanity, then they try this time mankind. So them might get not up from behind and flee to the eye when just bind the twine. Cause of them economy on decline. Moral fabric of society on decline. Ecosystem on decline. Them could have start all day one thing they can't find. And that's a peace of mind. Sing right now in the time for the prayer to the Father. Right now, believes under fire. Right now, right now, right now, right now. The youth and they kill one another. Right now in the time for the prayer to the Father. Right now, spread. When one door is closed, many more is open. To the right one, Jaja subway, Rasta no need no token. One door is closed, many more. And it's that Jaja with the love with heart will never be broken. One door is closed, many more is open. To the right one, Jaja subway, Rasta no need no token. One door is closed, many more. And it's that Jaja with the love. Me one brother try to stab me in my back. My girlfriend left me true, me never have no dollars in a sock. Best friend about the claim, they dread, they smoke. How the lyrics, where will they drop the walk? Big game hunters, them they set them trap. But we they pray to the Father non-stop. Help me keep the heathens back. Help me keep the heathens back. When one door is closed, many more is open. Right panja just away, Rasta no need no token. One door is closed,
You're in the show.
many more.
So I'm in the show now, everyone can. Yeah, so what?
Heart will never be broken. One door
Yeah.
is closed, many more is open. The right panja just away, Rasta no need no token. One door is closed, many more. And it's that Jaja with the load. We run up into enough obstacles. Surprisingly from our own people. Them just hate to see the word. Receiving a good them a hope and pray. Say we
And the day not Sam Dresney. Smart.
Yes, we can. Yes, King.
G Mike.
Mike, the do that. I will give up the bike, the girl I will go out. You look alive, though. You go to
Yeah, man. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Hello?
Yes, Tommy.
Yeah,
You hearing me?
I'm hearing you.
All right, my brother. You live on the show. Just introduce yourself and let them know you're coming on.
Next week.
Yeah, next week. Yeah, cause
Yeah.
my boy gone, but I'll try to get my boy in the meantime, right?
So,
I'll try to get back my kid in the meantime.
so you want to wait? Yeah, man. Good evening. Good evening. Yeah. Good evening. Next week, yeah. Yeah, so I guess we're kind of late, so we got to come on next week. We had like difficulties trying to get this thing going. So we'll try and do it next week. There are a lot of things to talk about. Yeah, hello? Yeah, G Mike. G Mike, wait, is G Mike in? I know I had a little difficulty getting in. Yeah, see, right here. Could have done this. Then you go here. Chrome already here. Hey, G Mike, you here? G Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, Sammy. Look like the man will take a sleep, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, chill and we'll do it next week.
Okay. Good night, everybody. See you guys next week.
Correct.
All right.
Let's go.
Yes. Every time. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yo, respect until the man smoke it on. Man say body, international. Oh, here we go. Me and me body will come face set it. Respect you, all beliefs and profits. Yeah, yo, yo. We know this seek no static. You da gunman, me have to the beg, no fi stop it. We ball again. Me and me judge will come face set it. Respect you. Hi. We know they see no static, and if you da gunman, please stop it. You have Lord Raycon, Kenny Morgan, Papa Curly, that of the chase, the boy named Sam Master Lee, Chico and Carlton Brown, King game love, the boy they run town. See when them youth decide to build a song, the concrete foundation so that they can't fall down. Some youngsters think they're a big fish get me good and a bit. Check on the teacher when them draw down the slate. Pay attention now, the tune so intricate. Wicked style, no food duplicate. Me and me dread with the comfort setting. Respect you, all beliefs and prophets. No. We know they seek no static. And if you would a bad man after the bag, we know if stop it, we ball again. Me and body comfort setting. Respect you. Wow. We know they seek no static. You would a gunman. Please stop it. Don't forget about mobile. Malaki, Mohammed Ja'at and the one on the B. Sherman and me Peter, legendary. Rasbana sing the song, she only want me. Plus the female artists like Heavy D, Brock Down Gal and Tanya C, Samika and me friend Sweetie. All about the roots and reality we sing. Me and body with the comfort set it. Respect jubilees and prophecy. Yo, we know they seek no static. You the bad man, please stop it. We sing again. Me and smoke with the comfort set it. Respect you all beliefs and prophets. Wow. If Christ says stop it, if you the bad man, please stop it. One more time. Me and me judge with the comfort set it. Respect you all beliefs and prophets. Yo. We know they seek no static, and if you the gunman, please stop it for Christ, yo. Me and me dread comfy set it, respect you. Wow.
International body.
Yo, respect until the man smoke it on. Yeah, all about the body brown international. When I'm partial, universal, global. Some boy come take things when they critical, cause no local. But the brothers themselves come flag it up like the marshal. Better hear me now. Big up to the man they smoking on man like Elon. Anyway, to the man they say, here we are, as we flow. Big wallet, big song. But the brown have enough big bad man upon the run. Kingdom, until the sun comes down. Body brown, they run this town. Big wallet, big song. Enough big bad man upon the run. Until the sun comes down. Body brown, they run this town. From we make small with a truant, defiant. Non-compliant, we push the dog plate, you know my boy face. Smart thing to a giant, we know the farm, no alliance. But we move more weight than Home Depot move appliance. We are the one that make on the chain, you know, science to see on. Enter dance hall, whole ambiance and hunt. Low sexy girl for we song, the romance. Big wallet, big song. But the brown have enough big body man upon the run. Kingdom, until the sun comes down. But the brown, they run this town. Big wallet, big song. Enough big bad man upon the run. Until the sun comes down. All the brown, they run this town. We keep the friends close and the enemy dead. Ask Fred, who I won't forget, you don't have no head. Plus, if you see me and a big grizzly bear, he don't fight. Pour honey over me, give the bear a bite. Front of my face, act like we alright. But behind the back of the traffic, out we light for the brown, they light. They know say they light, they lean on light. They light. Big wallet, big soul. But the brown have enough big bad man upon the run. Kingdom, until the sun comes down. But the brown, they run this town. Big wallet, big soul. Enough big bad man upon the run. Kingdom, until the sun comes down. But the brown, they run this town. Big wallet, big soul. But the brown have enough big bad man upon the run. Kingdom, until the sun comes down. But the brown, they run this town. Big wallet, big soul. no see nothing yet. You no hear nothing yet. You no know nothing yet. You no better not tell nothing yet. You want to know how somebody not dead yet? Eradicate all threats. Oh. Living in a Bobby wrong, and nothing nice. Life no have no value, but death's got a price. Watch all 2 foot mice, because planting no they eat like rice. Living in a Bobby wrong, and nothing nice. Life no have no value, but death's got a price. Watch all 2 foot mice, planting no they eat like rice. Surviving to me, it's my crowning achievement. Now my main objective is just to stay on the pavement. I see cats go from showity to obscurity, self-inflicted mental enslavement. All I ever needed was just a little taste. No, I'm after the paper like Gregory at Chase. The industry is trying to welcome me back like Mace. All bad boys, now watch your face. I'm getting into cats' pockets before they go get in mine. I spit 82 bars before the replay could bust a rhyme. And the moms of shine is like a moms of mine. Big ups to all my cats on the grind. Rapping ain't easy, but I've done put in my bid. It's like the devil's playground, you can't be scared or timid. One life I've got, many lives I'll give. Cold talk, you know, we keep it frigid. BX 168 Gerard, but I treat the Big Apple like yard. We could do this my way, we could do this hard. Back off slowly or start talking to God. If it ain't assets or plastics, you ain't got no money. If it ain't high grade, you're not rolling a bunny. If it ain't leather, it ain't sweet like honey. All thanks to Jah, even my nights is sunny. You could have $1 in a dream, but you've got to be asleep. You could be the president, you just got to pick the right feet. You can't be friends with everyone you meet. Ain't nothing nice in the NYC street. But if the devil offered you water, would you die of thirst? If you seen an old lady, would you snatch her purse? Would you mind being
hammer, some man even hammer with 5 hammer. Them boy they insane. Next thing you know, baby drama with baby mama, baby drama. Next thing you know, baby drama. No bother call me name. School where me gone that Ebenezer, Ebenezer, Ebenezer. School where me gone that Ebenezer. Them teach me for use me brain. So when me hold a mic, me blow fire, blow fire, blow fire. When me hold a mic, me blow fire. This is not a game. See why the hammer with one hammer, one hammer, one hammer. See why the hammer with one hammer. Try if we do the same. The favorite hammer and the sledgehammer, sledgehammer, sledgehammer. The favorite hammer and the sledgehammer. Not try if we do the same. And to Jaja, all the power, all the power, all the power. And to Jaja, all the power. That he keep me sane. If one black man they suffer, 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 suffer. Suffer, suffer, if one black man they suffer, suffer, all a wifi blame. Now watch how the lyrics get hotter, 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 hotter. Watch how the lyrics get hotter, hotter. Spit in flames, keep it smooth like butter, 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 butter. Keep it smooth like butter, butter. Drop tune like rain. See why the hammer with one hammer, one hammer, one hammer. See why the hammer with one hammer. Try if we do the same. My favorite hammer na the sledgehammer, sledgehammer, sledgehammer. My favorite hammer na the sledgehammer. Not try if we do the same. Lot of people them a follow a Lara, follow a Lara, follow a Lara. Lot of people them a follow a Lara, sell their soul for fame. Whole heap of them a killer, 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 killer. Whole heap of them a killer, killer. Till their shirt get stained. They only know about pleasure, pleasure. Pleasure, 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 pleasure. They only know about pleasure, pleasure. They don't know about pain. Feel on like feather, 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 feather. Feel on like feather, feather. Better hold a lane. See why the hammer with one hammer, one hammer, one hammer. See why the hammer with one hammer. Try if we do the same. My favorite hammer are the sledgehammer. Sledgehammer, sledgehammer. My favorite hammer are the sledgehammer. Not try if we do the same. Girl, them a move like salt shaker. Salt shaker, salt shaker. Girl, them a move like salt shaker. Simple and plain. Tarzan of a mix with Peter, 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 Peter. Tarzan of a mix with Peter, Peter. If you mix with Jane, she's a New York, so.
That the Fred don't say. All haters could just raise up like they got easy on it. Incognito, like Nick Romano. We live with life in a stealth mode. Up for them bets when we touch road. No half a clip, we carry the full load. We keep the pedal to the metal, the flow board. We live life in a stealth mode. Cause enough for them bets when we touch road. No half a clip, we carry the full load. We keep the pedal to the metal, flow board. You like the game, but the game not like you. You only talk big when you're dead along with your crew. But when you're solo, in the morning do skip to me low. Remember say, we come up from mud. We not just plaster, we apply mud. Girlfriend tick like mud. You cannot stop the blessings we come from above. We live with life in a stealth mode. Up for them decks when we touch road. No half a clip, we carry the full load. We keep the pedal to the metal, the flow board. We live life in a stealth mode. Cause enough for them decks when we touch road. No half a clip, we carry the full load. We keep the pedal to the metal, flow board. When they touch it, cool. Bars expensive like fuel. From jewel, directly from out of the jewel. Countrymen, offer them fraudulent. Act like they know say dead permanent. Treat we like heads of state parliament. We have too much things we under the talk about disarmament. Disarmament. We live with life in a stealth mode. Offer them decks when we touch road. No half a clip, we carry the full load. We keep the pedal to the metal, the flow board. We live life in a stealth mode. Cause enough for them decks when we touch road. No half a clip, we carry the full load. We keep the pedal to the metal, flow board. So snake, all in a church, them a leash like lurch. If we demise, then they constantly search. Me good name, them boy they try to besmirch. Cause we they move enough merch. One of one, tunnel vision. Myself than me own competition. That's what they say yo, never miss your water until your well run dry. And overspilled milk, a big man is not supposed to cry. Well then, butter brimo, if you're the woman butter brimo, them could have charged her for sin. Butter brimo, straight cleaning, in sort of fucking. Butter brimo, fully they made examine, figure and lose such a sweet browning. Butter brim, now it's the dread she call it when she need sexual healing. Anyways, one man lost is another man's gain. If you can't handle the traffic, then stay out the lane. Behind her beautiful smile, she was hiding her pain. You couldn't see the tears due to the falling rain. But with a woman emotions, son, you don't wanna play a game. Then got certain moves that want put you to shame. And then you begging and you balling will all be in vain. When you bet she call the next money. Remember all of the first time you meet it. You have to do that much more for keep it. Candlelight dinner, wine and chocolate. Don't forget the roses, big man, you stalk it. You should have me walk her down to the pulpit and remove her sexy ass from off for the market. Your friends don't have no woman, but them calling you whip. And like an idiot, you believe it. Butter brimo, if you're the woman, butter brimo, them gotta charge her for sin. Butter brimo, straight cleaning, in such a fucking butter brimo.
alright, twerp. Mission impossible. Know about. Yours. Incredible, lovable, adorable, respectable. Not because me know soul wide open, me semi gullible. Oh.
Girl, daddy bubble, daddy thing, ready get we in a trouble. You have not a dread, this is doubles. Hit the bottom like an apple. Girl, daddy bubble, daddy thing, ready get we in a trouble. You have not a dread, this is double. Hit the bottom like an apple. Watch when me pull out me needle, sink it deeper.